What's happening, Internet? Your fellow Jedi Bender here, back again for yet another Death Battle review. And this one was, well, it was great, with some flaws, but we'll cross that bridge later. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Johnny Cage versus Captain Falcon. Lights, camera, show us your moves. I'm just gonna go right into it. This episode was a blast. Literally. Nothing against the last episode, but this one got my blood pumping. I was on the edge of my seat, wondering where this fight was gonna go next. Speaking of, let's go ahead and start breaking this down with the animation / voice acting. Holy crap! How do I even begin to describe this amazing fight animation? Well, simple. The sprites were on point. Everything just flowed beautifully, and having them go back and forth from fighting on the inside to the outside, then the racetrack, my jaw dropped to the floor. There were also some really great moments that stuck out to me, mostly as a Mortal Kombat fan, such as playing the iconic toasty sound effect when Cage got a hit in. Or having him do his shadow kits. Or having him throw his shadow balls to blow the other cars off track. But I know one that we all wanted to see and we definitely marked out for. That, of course, was the famous Nut Punch. And damn, was it so brutal. Thank you so much to the animation team for putting that in there. It was awesome. But if you're a Captain Falcon fan, let's just say there are some awesome moments in here too. Falcon Once again, my man Lewis and the 2D animation team has killed it. This is easily the third best 2D fight in my book. Now, let's transition over to the voice acting. It was nothing more than excellent. Both voice actors did a great job portraying these characters. I enjoyed every single moment with it. Cage was amazing, having his usual cocky attitude while also having a badass line.
You know what they say, all's fair in show business.
And of course, how could you not forget Captain Falcon's iconic catchphrases? These were also a treat to listen to.
Only one who can surpass Falcon can become Falcon. Show me your moves!
Thank you to the actors very much for portraying these characters so right. What more can I say other than go watch the episode? Now, let's get on to the music. Good lord, where do I even begin with this epic soundtrack? Well, for starters, it blended so well with this fight. As the fight kept going, it got even more energetic. But when those guitars kicked in, oh, it sounded like an awesome 90s bass F-Zero game soundtrack. Seriously, when Brandon said he was going to make an awesome track for this fight, he was not kidding. Great work, man. Great work. Okay, I have sung the praises for this episode. Now, let's talk about the flaws I had with it. But bear in mind, none of these have anything to do with Cage losing. Even though he was my favorite character, and the one that struck out with his beautiful charm and awesome one-lines. Ah, for Luke Cage's sake, why? Whew, okay, I'm good. Let's move on. So, my biggest criticism with this episode is, once again, to no one's surprise, the end analysis. Okay, I will not lie, I was perfectly okay with Johnny losing. Hell, the writing was on the wall for it, but I feel the way they went about explaining it in their end analysis was a bit dubious. Now, remember when me and Duo asked them to not use the thing we didn't want them to use? Well, to no one's surprise but our own, they did it. They used the test of strength to measure Johnny Cage. Now, look, there are perfectly other good examples in order to portray his strength. I and many others do not agree with them using the test of might, as it is just a mini game mechanic. But I do understand why they had to use it, and one person did actually inform me that the test of mights are canon to the stories. That still doesn't change my opinion on them being used. What are they going to do next? Start using the break the car minigame to determine how strong every Street Fighter is? One other issue I had with Johnny's analysis in the end was how they brought up Johnny's shield can only be effective on the Elder Gods, which is according to one of Cassie Cage's intros in Mortal Kombat 11. That seems a little iffy to me, since the aura's limits haven't been properly looked at in depth in any of the recent games. But on the flip side, Falcon's was 50-50 at best. I do agree with the arguments they brought up, and they are the ones that most of you pointed out to me, but still, having to use the F-Zero anime as an official timeline really didn't go that well with me. But I must commend and put my hat off to the crew for putting so much hard effort into this. So yeah guys, that's about it. Overall, I was more entertained by this fight than I thought I would. It knocked my socks off with some kick-ass animation, spot-on voice acting, and phenomenal music. Plus, it had an awesome worthy death. With all of this in mind, I can see no other reason than to give Johnny Cage vs. Captain Falcon a B. Good fight, Johnny. Good fight. Well, everyone, that was my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please hit that like button and share this video around if you can. It really helps me out. Also, if you are new to my channel, then hit that subscribe button. I love to have you. And if you want to stay up to date with all of my videos and more, then please hit that little notification bell to stay updated when my videos drop. Also, please consider donating to my Patreon in order to help keep this channel going into the future. I've got some great perks that you guys will like, and there are some awesome things coming in store. So, my fellow benders, I am going to take my leave. But before I do, let's have a look at that next time. Oh, thank God it's not Korra.